I wanted to have my own web series, so here it is.
Only when I'm late am I forced to wait for this long. Two uptown trains have passed, the subway should be fast. What if something's wrong? Okay, here comes the train, stuffed like a turkey. I'm holding my breath since the guy near me reeks. Oh shit, now he's smiling at me. I am changing cars if he speaks.
Living Midtown, I can walk most places, which is free exercise, so I don't need a gym membership, but it also means I can usually avoid taking the dreaded subway. Yes, another 100 people just got off their train, but another 1,000 people are getting on. The subway is an expensive, crowded underground railroad, and while it's faster than walking, it's filled with unexpected, unfortunate surprises like an alien popping out of your stomach. Every few years, the rates are raised while the services are cut. You can spend up to 30 minutes on the platform late at night while you're surrounded by creepy strangers. And in the summer, it's hot in there. But when the train comes, you're so jam-packed that you can barely read your magazine, which you have brought to distract yourself from all the surrounding germs. So you are paying $2.25 to feel like a prisoner, like Betty White in the season 2 premiere of Hot in Cleveland, or George Bluth in season 3 of Arrested Development. Choose your own preference. One of the things I hate about the subway is you don't know when you're going to arrive, so you could be early or worse, late, if there's trouble with a capital T, and that stands for traffic. One time I was on an R train that got stalled, and I saw a queue across the platform leave, so I thought, I'll take the next queue. So the queue arrived, I get on that, and the R train leaves. So I thought, alright, I guess I'll get back on the R. So the next R comes, I get on that, and the queue I was just on leaves. So I thought, alright, it must be the first into the station is going to be the first one gone, so I'll stay on this R no matter what. And then 2 Q trains came and went before our R finally departed. It was more frustrating than watching Ted fall for the wrong girl again.
My heart's starting to pound. I cannot sit still. What if today there's a terrorist plot? Yet I'm glad they skipped my bag and didn't arrest me for having pot. Oh no, we stopped. Not another blackout. We may never get back out. We could be trapped here for life and have to live in the sewers with slimy, grimy rats. That's a fate worse than death. Okay. Take a deep breath. We're moving again.
I don't leave Manhattan often, but I'm not as bad as that guy Miranda was dating in episode 15. When I do leave, I prefer the bus, especially the ones with dollar tickets, because that fits my budget. I can get to DC, Boston, or Philly cheaper than I can visit family in New Jersey. Only the first ticket on each bus is $1, so you'll have to start checking daily at the 8 week points, then grab them up faster than Carmen eating cheesy poops. I hate sitting next to strangers, so I have a few avoidance techniques. I always sit on the aisle because people are less likely to climb over, and sometimes I'll pretend to be napping, or I'll don an antisocial glare. And sometimes I talk to myself in a camcorder, Blair Witch style. One time, I saw the girl in front of me doing similar things. Unfortunately, the bus got really crowded until there was only 2 seats left, one next to her and one next to me, and the last guy came on and he was eyeing her and he was eyeing me, but thankfully he was apparently straight because he chose her, and I chuckled to myself, but I should have known better because 30 minutes into the ride, this sweaty, smelly guy came up to me to see if my outlet was working because his was dead, and then he climbed over, and even though mine was dead too, he stayed the entire trip talking my ear off even though I was obviously reading and had my iPod on. That's what Schadenfreude gets you.
Focus on the floor, very intensely ignoring anyone who begins acting strange.
February, my two best friends somehow talked me out of my comfort zone and shanghaied me to China, where one of them is currently working. If you had told me in the year 2000 that I would be going to the Far East, I would have balked. But there I found myself embarking to Shanghai on an aeroplane, a form of transportation I loathed even more than the subway. The night before I left, there was a huge blizzard, but thankfully airline China Eastern is more weather resistant than my calculator watch. I left 4 hours before my flight, and shockingly, the E-train ran perfectly. But when I got to Jamaica Station, I found out the air train was derailed, so I had to take a free shuttle bus to another shuttle bus to the air train at the terminal, and then I had to wait in a line to get my ticket and check my baggage, and then I waited in an even longer line to get through security, and then I waited to board the flight, and then I waited for an hour while the flight was delayed, and then I was on the flight for 15 hours, and then I had to go through Chinese immigration and baggage claim. In total, it was a 20-hour commute door to door, which is a longer commute than when Tony moved to Iowa. China Eastern was the cheapest for a reason. The seats were really tiny, and there were no private TV screens. On the public screen, they showed mostly Chinese movies, Chinese television shows, and weird Chinese advertisements. But they did throw in a couple of lame American movies, including Ghost Rider, which is not to be confused with the old PBS show, which would have been awesome to watch. The flight there was also my first experience in not understanding what anyone around me was saying, which would go on for 2 weeks. It was kind of like being a Muppet baby when Nanny speaks. My flight home was far worse, even though Shanghai's airport is much more efficient than JFK. But I got on the flight, prepared to take my time zone adjusting nap, but these kids would not stop screaming and crying the entire 15 hours. But although I was ridiculously day shifted for 2 weeks, I was relieved to be home.
Here at last, and that's the last time I'll ever ride the train. For being inside the train makes me ill. Though since cats aren't cheap, I'll have to keep riding the subway still. Against my will. Please stand clear of the sliding doors.
Today's moral is traveling is exhausting and anxiety-producing. It is much nicer to stay home, relax, veg, and watch some TV, which is next week's topic. See you then on Everyday Little Seth. I wanted to have my own